What's up, everybody? All right, so we're going to continue part two of the 120 gallon reef tank build. Now, today I'm going to be setting up the sump. So I'm going to show you exactly how I'm setting up the overflow, why I'm having to do what I'm doing, and kind of help me keep costs down, as well as get this together so it looks nice. And then while we're doing this, I'll show you the new inhabitants of the tank, and then we'll go from there. So let me get this thing turned around, kind of show you the overflow box and what I'm working on right now, and then we'll show you the whole setup, getting the sump going, and all that good stuff. So give me a few, and well, I guess for you it's instant. For me it's like a couple of minutes. Here we go. All right, so I got my eShops, however you say it, overflow box, as you can see here. This one's rated for something ridiculous like 220 gallon tank or something like that. So let me show you what I'm doing here. You guys can see this hose that I'm using for the drain line is actually a hose that they use for, like garden pumps, big pumps. So they didn't have the correct size, I guess you could say, or long enough hose for the for the outputs on this bulkhead. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this end, putting it on here, and then attaching the hose clamp onto this end, and this is what I'm going to use for my drain line. Now there's no pressure on this line, all it's doing is just evacuating water down this way. I got an extremely long hose, you can see, I think it's like 15 feet, so I have plenty of room to go from the top of the tank down to the sump. I just wanted to make sure it was long enough. This is one single hose, so what I'm going to wind up doing is, where these are, I'm actually going to take and cut this right in between the two lines, as you can see there. And these come in like 3-foot sections, so you can cut it off every 3 feet to where you need it. And we're going to get it to the sump right over there. So for right now, this is where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and get this side put together and then get this hung back on the tank, so that way I can start plumbing the return lines, and then I do have to drill some holes. If you're buying your tank at PetSmart, there's 120 from PetSmart Aqueon tank. They do these like Black Friday sales every year. I picked up the tank stand, lights, lids, all that stuff for $300, which is a pretty good deal for a 120 gallon tank. I think they do the same deal on the 125. So I just didn't have the room for the 125, so the 120 had to work for me. So at any rate, I'm going to get this other side attached real quick, and then we'll jump up to the top of the tank once I get this hung, and then I'm going to show you how I'm running all the return lines. And no, I'm not doing anything with PVC. Everything that I'm doing is just going to be all hoses as far as the drain lines and the return lines. So let me show you what I got going on, and well, let me get this to the top of the tank, and then we'll kind of go through step by step on the rest of it. Got a nice little boo-boo. I need a band-aid. Alright guys, if you guys break one of these plastic nuts that comes on the overflow, not all hope is lost. It's a simple fix. Just run down to Lowe's or Home Depot, whichever, and they do carry these. So all you need to do is just grab another one, another nut or the screw part, and then just replace it. It's that simple. And then after you replaced it, throw it back on your overflow and you're ready to go again. So not all hope is lost if you do break these. Just try not to tighten them too tight. That's what I did with this, and that's why it snapped off. So anyway, time to make a trip to the home improvement place, store type joint caveat. Alright, so I got the overflow figured out, and I got it all set up. It's actually running right now. Got the aqua lifter on the left pipe there. When you have two pipes like this that are going in and you're not actually, pumping that much water in, one of your pipes is going to have less water than the other. So go ahead and start one up, get one going, and that pipe will stay full. And then take your aqua lifter, if you're going to use one, and set up the other side with the aqua lifter. And you'll see it'll pull water to about right here. But if this one ever fails, all that water is going to start going through this side. So, just to back up, safety, whatever. Every once in a while you will get slurping. So the way that that's set up is I've got sponges on each side, and then I've got my overflow pipes that run through the center. The sponges are just to, kind of grab debris, whatever, just kind of a pre-filter. And then for the intake side, what I did over here was I took 3/4 inch pipe, and you can see back there, that's my input. Now if you look up here, where's my finger? That hole that's right there, I drilled out, so when my water shuts off or I have a power failure or whatever, I actually break the siphon. So I'm not, getting my water level all the way down to here in the tank. It's actually up here, which is perfect because I've only got a 20-gallon sump. So I'm not running a 40 or a 55-gallon sump. So it's kind of an important thing to do. And then 3/4 inch pipe here, like I said. And then the tubing. Now, when you connect the tubing to this, it's okay to use a metal clamp on the outside of the tank. But when you're going on the inside of the tank, something like this, where your pump is, and you're going to use a hose clamp, make sure it's plastic. Now, there's no metal one down there. Sorry, there's not much light down here. It's just the way it is. So make sure that you use plastic whenever you're dealing with salt water. Alright, so as far as this setup here, I've got my 2 return pipes. I pulled them from the top up there, they come through, drilled 2 holes in the wood, I've got my pipes going in, and then I have my power lines going out the same holes as what the pipes are coming in. My power lines to everything go out. And then I've got a temperature controller inside here. I'm trying to get the temperature down to 78. It was up to 82 or something like that. So it's gone down about 3 degrees. I do have the temperature controller probe down inside there. That's what that thin wire is. Goes into the sump. And then just have that plugged in down there. Running an SE skimmer. This is rated for a 180-gallon tank. I've only got 120 gallons here. I've actually got this tuned in. It's working very nicely. And then I've got my return pump. This is just something I picked up, I think, on eBay. Nothing too expensive. Runs about, I think it was 900 gallons per hour, but by the time you go all the way up the tube and then back into the return 3/4 inch vinyl tubing, I'm probably only getting about 680 is what I calculated, so that's where I'm at there. Alright, I said we'd talk about the inhabitants of the tank. I probably need to turn on some more white so we can see. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's do it anyway. So, let me turn on some more white here so we can see a little bit better what's going on. So in here we've got just some Bengay cardinals. We got 6 firefish. Got a coral beauty. It's going nuts. That thing has a habit of doing that. Foxface, rabbitfish, yellow tang. What else we got in here? Royal grandma. And the Ocellaris clowns. Everybody's pretty familiar with those. A lot more blenny. And somewhere in here is a bicolor blenny. I don't know where. Got a mandarin in here somewhere, and then as well as a scooter blenny. And neon dotty back goby. That's what that guy is there. And everything likes to run around and hide on me, especially this time of night. So, and then we're running this Mizella rock here. Got a little chalice there, Hollywood style. And then the Monte Pora. We got some regular mushrooms and then some Recordia behind it. We got some nuts more on order. Green Star polyps back there. That's so good with names. Pulsing Xenia there. And this escapes me. This is a leather that was given to me and it's not doing very well, but we'll see what happens. And I got a toadstool, some frog spawn, another frog spawn and a hammer there. Got a bird's nest up there. That's actually a torch. And like I said, everything's starting to go to sleep. Got a little Duncan, some palms, And then you can see the war coral actually buried inside there. Another purple Monty, some acropora, and then a lettuce. It's a good sized guy right there. And I'm trying to see if any of the other fish have come out. Doesn't look like it. Nope, everything has gone to sleep. There's also a diamond goby that sleeps in that hole, and then I've got a couple of engineer gobies in there. So everything seems to be knocked out. It's kind of weird. Turn the lights on, expect them to kind of come out, but I guess not. Yeah, there's Scooter Bunny. Hey, hi, buddy. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. That's the part 2 of the 120-gallon setup. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the button right there, and we'll be updating you on this probably monthly, just to let you know where coral growth is, fish growth. So you've seen the whole process as far as the setup goes, and this is where we're at. And like I said, I've got some more corals coming in. Can't wait to get those. Should be here sometime next week. It's Wednesday. So they should be here probably next Wednesday or Thursday. They didn't ship this week because of the 4th of July. So this is where I'm at, kids. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the button right there. We'll talk to you later. Peace. Say bye, buddy. Say bye. You say bye? You say bye? Yeah.